Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Spring Championship Singles Post Show. I'm PJ the Puff, joined by Slow Motion, and we're here in studio giving you a post show. I had a late flight, so I figured let's get one of these in the studio. It's pretty cool to be here. How was your weekend, Slow Mo?
It was fun. It was a roller coaster of emotions.
Yes.
Ended up finishing up really strong compared to how I feel like the weekend started out.
Yeah.
Things definitely kind of ramped up as we went along, and North America ended up putting on one heck of a finale for us. It was a great bracket.
Yeah, I got to say, I think North America really coming out and like showing off some pretty fun play, but I also want to give credit where credit is due to a lot of the regions that had some great matches. I know South America had some fun matches there. We had, the bunny took my wire. Uh-oh. Is that an Easter?
He didn't leave any eggs or nothing.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that an Easter egg for the stream? But there was not even an Easter egg.
No, it was just an Easter bunny.
It was an Easter bunny.
Maybe. A spring bunny.
A spring going into doubles weekend bunny.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, and we see you guys. Hello. Everybody in the chat. We're just kind of hanging out on a Monday. We're going to walk through, just kind of take a look back at the weekend, kind of see how ones, talk about people that got qualified for the Royales, how they got there. We're just going to hang out, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a really great time. And what else is going to be a great time is Mid-Season Championship happening in Orlando, Florida this year at CEO. So make sure to sign up for Mid-Season. I'm sure we're going to get a graphic here any moment now. Yes, we do. Mid-Season Championship 2025. Sign up now and play for $100,000. Orlando, Florida, June 13th through the 15th. Start.gg/Brawlhalla. I went to my first CEO last year to do Mid-Season for 2024. CEO is so great. I mean, it's so much more than just a Brawlhalla tournament, too, which has a really great one.
But last year, it was a Brawlhalla tournament, and there was a beach.
It was great. It was great.
I was a fishy in the water all week long. It was fun.
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really fun time, though. We're going to be in Orlando, so not only do you get Mid-Season Championship, you get an awesome venue. You get CEO with all of your favorite fighting game players, tournaments, personalities, but also you're in Orlando, so you can go to cool stuff around the venue as well. If you want to go touch some grass or some concrete, maybe go out and check out the sites around Orlando. It's going to be a really great time. Make sure to sign up for that for sure.
For sure. Over there, StartGG/Brawlhalla. Get signed up. It's like a month away. It is.
Oh,
coming.
Don't do that to me, man. My sense of time's all out of whack.
It's a 12th. It's actually a month away.
Yeah.
So don't miss out. Get signed up. Make sure you guys got your hotels, your flights, your carpools, your Ubers, whatever you're doing. Make sure you guys get it all worked out because it only gets more expensive the closer we get.
Absolutely, and we're going to be there. your favorite Brawlhalla casters, players, developers.
Be
we're all going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we definitely want to see you there. Make sure you sign up for mid-season.
Exul, Social Cast CEO again. I'm going to. I'll be there. We'll both be there. It'll be fun. It'll be great.
It'll be a good time.
Absolutely. Oh. Chat be making me laugh. See, normally we don't get it. We don't get to actually hang out with you guys in real time like this. They leave chat behind a veil.
Yeah.
And we're cut off from like communication.
Mm-hmm.
But now we get to see all the shenanigans.
Absolutely.
And there are shenanigans.
There are shenanigans. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a little difficult for me, Zoomer PJ. You know, I have the problem like stimuli will flash on the screen and I just click the button and oh, you're not supposed to click that. Oh, I already clicked it. Don't click the next one. I already clicked the next one.
It's already done.
Yeah, so it's going to be bad. I'm going to try my best to keep on topic here. We're going to move along. This weekend was really, really fun. We had some great regions. We had, the most importantly, I think, we had our Royale qualifiers for our main 3 regions, North America, EU, South America. But before we get into those regions, I want to give a shout out to Southeast Asia and MENA, our Friday morning / nighttime for depending on where you are. We've got some highlights from Southeast Asia and Middle East, North Africa. It's going to be fun to watch some of these clips. Should be fun.
Looks like we got Vortex and Keith right here.
The king.
The king. That's the poo-poo. That's not the king.
He's the king in my heart.
That is Keith the poo-poo.
Those who know, those who watch the NSIG showdown or SEA showdown, shout out to NSIG. We got some chakram representation in Southeast Asia as well.
We did.
Okay.
There was and there was a lot of it in Southeast Asia.
Absolutely.
They definitely embraced the Priya picks, and there was a lot of Priya in Southeast Asia. But I mean, Keith is always good at clinching those tournaments, and he got it done yet again.
Yeah, and we see like quite a few legends and attempts to deal with the some of these chakram picks, but so far it looks like Vortex and Keith were really dominating on the Priya, which I expect to see. I love Keith, one of my favorite players in Southeast Asia. But we get some cool, fun highlights as well.
And he's not just saying that. He really has been like a Keith the Poo-Poo fan from like day one.
Yeah, people don't know about that. But the slow motion South, I mean, I've done so many Southeast Asia brackets commentating the community events, and like Keith has really grown on me as a player. He's one of my favorites.
He's a lot of fun to watch.
He should come to a LAN, man. I want to see him. He's cool.
I mean, maybe he'll come out for BCX. Probably not, but maybe.
Mid-season BCX possibilities. But it was really fun to watch. Shout out to the people at home that were watching that on Friday. I was traveling, so it's cool to see some highlights right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, we're gonna. Looks like we're gonna slide over. This is Middle East because I see FXL on my screen, and of course FXL was your MENA Spring champion, and congratulations to him. He's a monster in that region. Yeah. FXL does not play. Absolute demon in the Middle East region. And we're seeing his highlights and how he got his championship won this weekend. Man, that was some good stuff from Southeast Asia and Middle East.
Yeah, it's always great to see them on Fridays. Make sure you tune in on Fridays every tournament weekend. We got Southeast Asia and Middle East streams now, so make sure to tune in for that. But that's going to do it for those regions. We're going to move on to our Royale qualifiers. So because we had singles this weekend, that means that we locked in our Royale qualifiers.
Yes.
We have some new faces, some returning faces. Some would say the GOATs are back, but we also got new kids on the block. I think something just fell, but
that's fine.
I think it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, so it's going to be good. We got on the EU side of things, we got Godly qualifying in as well as AMGG.
See, Godly's kind of a funny one though, because we talked about it a little bit over the weekend. He didn't sign up for Winter Championship. I don't know if his alarm didn't go off, what happened, but there was no Godly in the Winter Championship or the Winter Royale. And that definitely kind of mixed things up. I know he was probably sitting at home just mauling, watching the tournament, realizing that this is mine. Like this, I'm Godly. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it feels weird without him there.
Exactly. He was able to get it done this weekend, defied all the odds, and was able to go ahead and secure his Royale spot. And who else did we have from EU? We had AMGG, correct?
Yeah, AMGG, formerly known as Pirochi, but now going by AMGG, and somebody who picked up the Priya, but not only doing that, but picking up some of the cool new features on Challenger mode, grinding your matchmaking system.
We were actually kind of talking about this. AMGG has been getting in the practice on you guys. And y'all want to talk about, you just got lucky, whatever. My man was putting in the work. You can see just win after win after win on the matchmaking queues. 2-0ing Fry. There's some, Volcano on there. It looks like he did lose to won against Bamya down there.
Yeah.
70 sets played in the first week, which is crazy to me. And he is sitting third on the global leaderboard. He's trying to get that money.
Yeah, exactly. So I had this cool moment with Taza where we were like, who is this AMGG guy? And then I remember you said, like, he's been grinding your matchmaking. So I'm looking at his challenger mode account, and it says sets played, and it's the number 78. And I'm like, wait a minute, 78. He's only played 8 sets in this tournament, which means he did 70 global matchmaking leaderboard matches. Shout out to...
And those are all best of 3.
Yeah.
So he was
That's a lot of games.
Yeah, he has been practicing and using the tools, using the tools there to not only be able to put in the grind and be able to practice, but, be able to play for some money too.
Yeah, it's been great.
Very, very cool. I'm glad that he's taking advantage of that and having some fun with it. But no, he earned his spot to the Royale. The practice paid off as we take a look at his highlights from this weekend. But congratulations to AMGG, putting in the work, getting it done, and earning that flight and hotel for the Royale.
Yeah, and AMGG, I feel like he had to deal with some of the most obscure Chakram counter picks. So not only did we see a lot of mirror matchups, but we also saw that Dusk pick, which is we were kind of theorizing, what do we do against Chakram in the studio? And we were talking about Dusk, and he avoided a lot of signatures that set. I remember that. We see S-Scrape attempting a versus AMGG, and with, I know, Blasters and Scythe, and then also going over to the Priya themselves. And it was man, AMGG, I feel like the most prepped Priya for sure, beating out the mirror matchups and also beating out the counters that everyone was thinking of. So shout out to AMGG. The grind pays off. All of the experience on the Legend, got ready to go for the official, and made it to the Royale. It's cool to see.
I love it. Absolutely. It is kind of neat to watch, just practice, commitment, and determination just kind of pave the way for somebody.
Yep.
That was really cool. I know we have a lot of, oh, it was Priya. No, my man worked. Yeah. My man grinded. My man was ready. But congratulations to him. I do want to, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but it has been the return of Godly.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is very cool, very cool. He came back in this weekend and does what Godly does. He wins. He wins no matter what opposition is in front of him, what the meta is, what is going on. He stuck to what he knows. He played his go-to legends, and it turned into a championship for him.
Yeah, and it's good to see Godly back. Of course, wasn't able to make it to Winters, but makes it to Springs and does it in a fashion that was really cool. Godly beat Frydasol in the Winners Finals match, and doing that with a plethora of different picks. We're going to get some highlights. Everyone was talking about Teros. We were all talking about it last year, and this weekend we were like, why don't people just pick Teros? But then the Teros stopped working.
Right.
Godly swaps over to Nyx. That's Scythe and Blasters, and it gets pretty interesting. Godly was basically doing what Godly does best, kept counterpicking until something sticked and then stuck with it. And this is just a classic Godly diff, I feel like, in EU.
And it was so funny because, we've watched the legends over the years that he will go to adapt. Yep. We've seen the Dalsums. We've seen... literally, you could literally name almost any legend. The Petra,
Wushong and Bao and Petra and Faded, yeah.
But I've never seen a situation that I can remember where, when he went through that list, he landed on the Nyx, which was an interesting pick. We're seeing some of that Fayette play as well. But no, he did a great job at using the Blasters and using that signature kit to be able to space himself out against the Chakram threat. And, we can say it time and time again, it paid off for him. It got the job done. And he is going to the Royale, well-deserved.
Yeah, some of these clips that Godly was able to pull out versus AMGG, as well as Frydasol in the Priya matchups, was really cool. Seeing him be able to do that, and we got a little bracket highlight here.
Oh, nice.
Godly was in control, I would say, for most of the tournament. The closest set being the set versus Frydasol in Winners Finals that solidified his spot in the Royale. It went to Game 5. It was a nail biter. I think Godly swapped to 2 or 3 different legends, and it was just too little. It was just so close for Frydasol, but Godly did it.
Look, for Fry's in chat reliving this right now.
I'm so sorry, Fry.
reminded of this nightmare.
Yeah.
Poor Fry.
It was so close, and they were really fun and very competitive sets to watch, but that's just what happens in EU sometimes as Godly locks in and he gets it done. The goats are back is the name of the game for at least half the qualifiers for this region. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, thank you so much, production, pulling up that set right there. As we see, AMGG, getting it done, taking the game against a god. Well, we're going to go all the way in.
Yeah,
we're gonna deep dive into the stats here.
We got to see him. Yeah, and AMGG, I think we're highlighting here, reset the bracket. So we went to the second set of grand finals. We thought it was going to go all the way to game 10, but regardless, Godly was able to get it done. It was a very, very competitive grand final set once again. I think that was just kind of, I think it was really shocking to see Godly take it out because I thought AMGG was like on this crazy streak, and I was
on a crazy run, though, bro.
I was like, I don't know.
It was just upset after upset after upset the entire tournament. You know, we're over in the other side of the office, and it's just like he won again.
He won again.
It's
like,
won again.
Nah, he's not gonna do it again. And then game 5 beats Bomya, and then game 3 beats or 3-0's S-Scrape, and then versus Friday Soul, it's a 3-0, and then goes over to Godly, and then resets grand finals, and we're like, wait a minute, seed number 97 might just take the whole tournament. He already locked in his ticket, so that's one of the dream runs of Brawlhalla. I mean, like, seed 97 making it to a Royale for the first time in their career, a big deal for him.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, what better tournament than to get it done than when you're going to be able to qualify for the Royale? Almost was able to get the dub. You know, we talked about that reset, but he did come in second to Godly, but earned that spot, and that is what is going to be locked in for EU. Godly and AMGG coming to the Royale. You got any more thoughts on EU?
I'm excited to see Godly again. It feels different when Godly's not at a Royale, but seeing Godly, you know, take his place back on the throne of EU once again, and AMGG kind of the X factor because you know we have the Chakram changes coming out this Wednesday, I believe.
Yes.
What is AMG going to do? Is AMGG going to stick on the Priya? Or are we going to be swapping back to what AMGG knows? All I know is we're going to see another 80 sets on the matchmaking ladder from AMGG. Whatever the pick is going to be, you're going to be able to know because AMGG is going to be playing and grinding.
I'll keep you updated.
Absolutely.
No, that is going to cover the EU portion. Congratulations and good job to everybody who competed this weekend.
Yep.
We're going to move it over and down to below the equator, and we're going to go to South America.
Absolutely. We got South America with 2 really, really fun people making it through. So first of all, Hughes, you know, we were talking about the GOATs are back this weekend. The GOAT, the back-to-back 2-time BCX world champion for 1v1s, isn't playing his world championship pick. So, you know, earlier in the year, last year as well, we were kind of like, is Hughes going to pull out the Jayan this early on? But Hughes at the Royale was talking to Flambeau and said, I don't really feel Jayan right now. We're going to pick over to the Fate. And it's been really fun to watch Hughes play the Fate. But on the other side of the qualifiers was Taif, who, you know, we talk a lot about South America Hammer. You think of Kaina, but Taif
you
not
only think of Kaina.
Yeah, you only do. But Taif has 3 million XP on Bodvar, which means he could have gotten level 100 on Bodvar 3 times. He has 3 top level 100 Brawlhalla legends that use Hammer, a level 100 Nyx, a level 87 Cassidy. So this is somebody that has been playing Hammer and literally hammered his way to victory. He hammered his ticket into the Royale. It was really, really cool to see Taif, who had to play a plethora of different legends, but especially versus Priya, showed Cassidy was the counter that we were all hoping for and hoping it was, and Taif did it, man. He made it in.
Well, Flambeau was literally losing his mind at the desk because he was just screaming Cassidy.
Yeah.
Like, play Cassidy, play Cassidy. And finally, when somebody locked in on it, he was like, I told you.
Yeah.
Because, of course, it worked. That neutral Sig was very, very, very good at shutting down that downward attack, that dare from Priya. No, Taif, he did. He hammered his way right on through it.
Yeah, it was really cool to see that run specifically. But yeah, I mean, I can't stress this enough that like Taif was due, it almost feels like. I mean, when you play Hammer that much and then you give Hammer more damage, it almost feels like it was perfectly slated for Taif to make it through. We have some of his matches here. I mean, it was a 3-1 versus West, who was also on Priya. After West just beat Vemtankilo, the former king, the last Royale winner, and in the winner side of the bracket, Taif 3-2'd Vemtankilo. So he took out both of the Priya threats. Game 5 versus Vemtankilo, 3-0ing West. So like Taif was ready for this weekend, like almost no one else was. This is like purely a pick where you're like, this counters Priya, and it worked out for Taif.
And that's you know, that's adaptation. That is okay. This is what the patch is. This is what the meta is. What do I need to do to prepare myself for Spring Championship? And Taif came in with a plan. He executed it, and it worked in his favor. congratulations to him being able to confirm that spot at the Royale. And the Cassidy was definitely Cassidying. It was very cool to see Cassidy back in Grand Finals.
Absolutely. I mean, Cassidy, one of the longest tenured legends in Brawlhalla.
Yes, sir.
And continues to get it done. We got new iterations of signatures, new balance changes for blasters and hammer, but at the end of the day, Cassidy made it back thanks to Typh. I forgot this clip, just the double weapon toss off the wall. Typh has so much swagger, too, which is cool to see. Because, Hammer, you don't need swagger on Hammer. You just need to hit someone 6 times. But it's cool that Typh is like, I'm also going to show the swagger in the Hammer. And it was really cool. Like,
you don't need swagger. You just got to hit somebody
let's be real.
times.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of times we're fighting Hammer and Ranked, and it's like, they just stared me like 6 times, and it worked.
Oh, that's funny.
Typh got it done in some really cool ways as well. It's really cool to see that.
Yeah, it was South America definitely put on one heck of a show this weekend, and it was very nice to see. We're going to get some more highlights here from Typh. He was just definitely working the hammer. Oh, missed on the neutral sig.
I got it again. I remember that one. I do remember that one.
You can just throw it out there again. It's all good.
If there's another lesson for everybody this weekend, it's keep throwing out signatures. It didn't work the first time, but it will work the second. But with that being said, congratulations to Typh punching his ticket into the Royale. But once again, the GOATs are back. On the other side of things, Use qualifies in. Not on the J-In, not on the Greatsword. We know him for. We have Use returning to form with the Fate. And as 2 Orb players on this post-show desk, it feels really exciting to see Orb. And he played Orb, bro. Like, it was Orb.
Yeah,
like, there was nothing else about it. It was very little Scythe a lot of times. It was like 500 damage on Orb. It was really cool to see.
No, it's great. It's always inspirational to watch a master on the weapon. And Use definitely put on a show this weekend. And just, you guys can't see it, but we have like a schedule of what we're talking about today. And it is just Use Orb in all caps.
Yeah.
Because my man was putting on a clinic this weekend. We're going to check out some of these highlights.
Yeah, it was really interesting because, obviously the heavy weapons were what everyone was looking towards to be the answer to Chakram. But Use didn't use that. He used Orb, and that was kind of like the theoretical pick, right? And I feel like that's where Orb is a lot of times. It's like, in theory, Orb should be good right now, but no one's playing it. Why is no one playing it? Use played it this weekend and to a lot of success, and theoretically and in practice as well, dominated a lot of the matchups here. We see some Scythe play, but I mean, I think Use hit one of my favorite Orb clips of all time this weekend.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was
so sick. We have GOATs in production. I feel like
it's going to come up.
I
for
feel
sure.
like it's going to be on our screen.
I feel like I talked about that clip like 7 times this weekend. I know, like,
it was good. It
was really fun to watch. And the thing that like Use also got to do was he returned to his form in terms of like very patient play. So although he was able to hit very explosive clips, both on the Scythe and the Orb, he was really good at just slowing down the paces of the match. Look at the timer on these matches. Like, these were long games, and a lot of it comes down to you saying, I'm going to not hit first. I'm not going to hit a button first. You're going to try to hit me. I'm going to whiff punish, and I'm going to take your Sog. And it happened a lot of times where Typh just literally couldn't do anything. That side signature snipe was so sick.
So dirty. But no, we can see the highlight after highlight after highlight. Use on that Orb was literal poetry in motion all day long. He is going to be an absolute dominating force at the Royale. I do fear for the other players involved. But Use laying down the Orb, showing everyone how it's done. Congratulations to him. Use is coming back to the States, and he's going to be here at the Royale.
We got the Orb clip coming up right here.
Oh, yeah. Chat's demanding it.
Yeah.
Where is the Orb clip?
I don't know if we didn't catch it for those of you, but if you already did watch it, don't spoil it.
No, it wasn't in there. Here it is. This, and of course, it was against Wes. Oh, no, it wasn't.
No, it was
Typh. It was right here.
We'll let this one play out. But yeah, don't dodge like that, gamers versus the Orb, please. This was what happens to you.
Oh my goodness! Oh no! He's not. It's not. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Hit him again, Use. No worries. He will.
This is so sick. He realizes he's like, I'm just gonna charge.
Oh.
Boom. It's not even over yet.
No, it's not over, chat.
He taps it in too. I mean, that's just a clinic of Orb play. Yeah. So end light, down light, no dodge, nair, recovery. You dodge again, so you don't have a dodge. Use realizes low recovery. Side light, side air, and you're like, oh, I used my jump. You use your jump. I charge the side sig, side air.
Oh.
Cinema.
Absolute GOAT. between him and Radish, man, the Orb players that actually do play the weapon, it is almost inspirational as an Orb player myself.
I will be fishing for end light, side light, dodge, read, down light all week long, so do not queue into my Orb.
Don't worry, I'm putting that in my kit.
Like the inspiration, like, you know, with the little thumbtack, and you're like, this is what I want to do. It's just this clip for me.
Doesn't he play Fade too? No, he plays Priya. I don't know if you've been paying attention. Fry plays Priya.
Fry's a Priya player. No matter what, locked into that. But
right.
That being said, South America put on a show. Shout outs to Use and Type. No Priya in grand finals. No Priya player qualifying. We got Hammer and Orb in the Royale, represented by Use and Type. Shout out to them. Any last thoughts for South America from you?
Oh, they always put on a great show. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see him at the Royale. It's going to be a lot of fun. And congratulations to Use and Type.
Absolutely. We're going to be moving over to our Sunday region, North America. This happened yesterday. And North America was really interesting because everyone talking about Marky Moon, Balloon Boy, the future, Brawlhalla. We're in the now. Enjoy the now. You know, we got to live in the moment, the new kids on the block. And then Sandstorm comes out of nowhere and says, I'm the GOAT. People forget, I'm back.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, you know, we talked about it. Me and Flamo talked about it. Sandstorm, he has this winter championship curse.
Yeah.
For some reason, he just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But now coming in on, on a hot patch like this, the meta what it is, I fully expected Sandstorm. I didn't have him to win, but I fully expected him to come in and be a contender this weekend.
Yeah, it was really cool to see. And on the other side of things, Marky Moo makes it in. So of the two Wonderkind of Brawlhalla in North America, Marky Moo is the other representative for the Royale for North America. And Marky Moo had a really interesting bracket path. So Marky Moo lost to Sandstorm Game 5 in winner side semifinals, falls into elimination side quarterfinals. 3-0's Flower, 3-1's Guichavu, 3-0's Balloon Boy. Marky Moo went on quite a tear. We have our top 8 here. Obviously, Sandstorm taking first, but also Marky Moo qualifying once again. But, I mean, Balloon Boy right there at third. Heartbreaking for Balloon Boy to not make it into the Royale, but that's the nature of the beast. Sandstorm beat Marky Moo in an upset, and it came down to the kind of very heated rivalry almost at this point, at least in the match. I mean, they respect each other a lot, but it's a very vicious rivalry, the way they play each other. And in elimination side finals, Marky Moo took it.
Oh, yeah. The rivalry between Marky Moo and Sandstorm at this point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the Mordex Kings, and, you know, we've had Marky Moo take grand finals against Sandstorm one time, and now Sandstorm came back and was like, nope, this is mine, this is mine. So I'm really interested to watch this dynamic play out throughout the year between a Sandstorm and Marky Moo.
Yeah.
I would love to see a situation, especially with Marky Moo being so young, to where they are pushing each other on this Mordex, on the weapon, and maybe, you know, both of them end up improving from this rivalry. I think it could be really cool.
It's such an interesting storyline for Marky Moo because obviously Marky Moo beat Sandstorm last year to make it into the Royale. And that's kind of like, you know, Marky Moo's the new kid on the block. Sandstorm is the Mordex OG. And then we see this now where Sandstorm might be the longer tenured player, but he picks the new pick in Priya, beating Marky Moo. But we got some clips of Marky Moo's Mordex. I'm forgetting Mordex is on the desk with me right now. I couldn't remember the name for a second. And he puts on a show. I mean, regardless of what legend Marky Moo's playing, whether it was the Mirage or the Mordex, it was really fun to watch Marky Moo. And we kind of like every time in the back are just constantly wincing watching Marky Moo. It's like, ooh, he hit him with that. Like, ooh, that hurts. But
somebody got to put a really good picture of me on Twitter actually when I was making one of those faces.
And that's kind of like what it always is versus Marky Moo. It feels like no matter what, sometimes your game just gets lost like that. That's a wince moment for sure for the Sandstorm fans. We saw Marky Moo also experiment with a Nyx pick that found success in other regions. For example, Godly picked it in EU, but I think it took a game, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it did. The grand finals, especially, Marky Moo just... He puttered out. Game 1 was pretty strong, pretty good, and by the time he was swapping to Dalsum, he was literally just standing there getting hit. We saw a little bit come out from that Nyx in grand finals, but man, it just wasn't enough. Yeah.
Me and Taza were like fanboying, like, how did he hit the ground pound? This clip was also crazy. I don't think it finds a KO, but it was like No, he does, yeah, because Flower goes for ground pound, and then Marky Moo drifts underneath, and he does KO Flower off the bottom. Marky Moo versus Flower almost felt like Flower just got in the way of an immovable force. Like, Marky Moo was just like, I'm not happy losing that Game 5 to Sandstorm, and you're going to have to deal with it. And it was ridiculous. It was a 3-0 in Marky Moo's favor. Flower got closer and closer every game, but it was still a 3-0 at the end of the day. And then Marky Moo, some highlights versus Bunny as well as we round back out.
I wish she would have done better. She's such a good player. She keeps getting better and better, and I don't think she had quite the run that she wanted, but still a good showing from her nonetheless.
Absolutely. And Sandstorm's back at a Royale. I feel like everyone kind of counts him out at winners. You're talking about the Sandstorm curse, but Sandstorm, he makes it first. Priya, yes. That's Sandstorm representing Priya for North America. Beats Marky Moo in a Game 5 fashion in upper semis. In grand finals, I believe that was 3-1. Was it 3-1? 3-1, and then 3-1ing Balloon Boy as well. So there was no doubt. Like, Sandstorm was the most prepared on the Priya and made it work, beating both Balloon Boy and Marky Moo to confirm his spot and also win the tournament. Sandstorm is back in the win column under Luminosity with the gold medal.
I like it. He needed a dub. It's a great way to start the spring. I don't know who he's going to be teaming with next weekend. We can talk about that here in a little bit, though. I hope this momentum continues for him. You know, we see he's been around a long time, and it's so common to see, you know, the comments. Oh, he's washed. Oh, you know, just give up. Oh, he's never going to be what he was again. Blah, blah, blah. And he comes in and proves that he can still win tournaments. So y'all need to step up.
The GOATs do better on Mother's Day, man. I don't know, something about it, but it was really cool to see Sandstorm just show out with the Priya. We saw a lot of really optimized damage from Sandstorm.
Yeah.
Sandstorm, like, after the Royale, definitely locking in on the Priya pick and really pushing the upper limits of this legend, and we saw that there. I think Sandstorm could easily have had the best Priya punishes in the entire tournament in terms of every single region. I think that Sandstorm's Priya looked the most scary this tournament, obviously winning North America, but a lot of times where Priya players weren't finding KOs and just damage, Sandstorm was optimizing. You dodge, I'm going to find a way to KO you, not just rack on more percent. Something else Sandstorm was doing, he throws the chakram so it unfuses without going into, or it fuses and then he does downlight and it does a KO move.
I was getting ready to point that out. We saw a lot from Sandstorm yesterday. He would hit the split. He would hit the split side light, and he would throw the weapon down real quick, and then just immediately follow up with a fuse side light. And we also saw him, he was also one of the few players that was willing to swap over the sword to fish out those knockouts. We would see him, you know, he'd get his opponent into red, and we would throw the chakrams, we'd pick up the sword, we'd start fishing out those D-lights. No, he definitely had put in practice. He came prepared, and he had a more... I want to say a more aggressive, exciting play style on the Priya than we saw from the other players in the other regions. I felt like a lot of the other players were very campy with it, were very passive with it, very sitting back and just wanting to react and punish. Sandstorm was in your face with those chakrams the entire time you were in the game.
I mean, like, Sandstorm makes chakrams look fun, man. That's why I love this guy. Like, he just gets it done in a way that is just so unique. And I know it's easy for you to say that because it's Sandstorm, but, like, seriously, if you look back at the other Priya players, it was very clear that Sandstorm had a different take on the legend, and it worked out really well for him. So it's going to be really fun to see both Sandstorm and Marky Moo represent North America once again in this Royale. I'm also interested to see what pick Sandstorm is going to pick. Is he going to stick with the Priya moving into the Royale, or if we're going to be seeing a swap back to the more traditional picks? I say this more traditional picks, but, like, Sandstorm plays like 8. He's top 8'd with, like, almost every legend, it feels like. I remember last year, my first tournament ever in studio, Sandstorm made top 8 with Magyar. So it's like at the time, everyone's like, Magyar is also really bad. So it was like, what will Sandstorm do? He'll probably pick one of his 80 legends that he can play or whatever. If they're in Brawlhalla, Sandstorm can play it. It'll be cool to see what he cooks up for the Royale.
For sure. And that Royale is not far away. I mean, I think we got, what, like 3 weeks? 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
It is coming up quick. Of course, you'll be able to check out all that coverage right here at twitch.tv/Brawlhalla. Speaking of the Royale, that's what's coming up.
Yeah, it's locked in. We have from EU, we have AMGG and Godly qualifying for EU. In South America, we have both Use and Typh. And in North America, once again, Markimu and Sandstorm getting it done for North America. Really exciting lineup of players. We have a good mix of players that, once again, are the old guard of Godly, Use, and Sandstorm, and the new players in AMGG, Typh, and Markimu. And I want to give a shout out once again, AMGG, Typh, first time Royale qualification. Yes. Hopefully they get all of their travel in order and we're able to see them, because it's really, really a great honor to see 2 new players in the Royale lineup.
Yeah, it is very cool to see some new players come out, see what they can do in a LAN setting. I don't think we've seen either one of those players at a LAN at all.
Yeah.
So
right before midseason as well, so they're going to get some really great practice for that.
Absolutely.
Fun to watch.
That should be good to see. The Royales are always a fun competition. You know, you have that, that round robin, the redemption bracket. It's always a good format, a lot of fun, and those players right there will be the ones that will be throwing down the gauntlet and fighting for that king title.
It's going to be really cool. You know, I'll be honest, I just kind of learned that the king title was a title that was like gained and you lose it. So like when Vimtan Kilo got eliminated by West, the title's gone. It's not going to somebody else. I didn't know that, but that might be the coolest piece of drip in Brawlhalla ever, maybe. That's so cool. I didn't even know that.
It is very cool.
Yeah. So we'll see who is able to take that title, take the Royale for the Spring Championship. And once again, it's really significant because it's right before midseason. So it's going to be great practice for those 6 players, whoever does end up taking it. But it's not over for Spring Championships.
No.
Singles is over. We're going to get a patch on Wednesday, and we're going to roll right into doubles on the weekend. I'm incredibly excited for spring doubles, and you still have time to sign up. Find a teammate. Make your posts on socials. I'm looking for a teammate. I'm 2,387. I'm ready to play. Make your posts. Let's get the people going for that. And it's going to be really fun to see. I want to specifically shout out all of the labbers with the new blasters changes. We're seeing some crazy 0 to KO confirms.
Oh, yeah.
I saw somebody literally take 6 stocks with the same blasters axe combo on Demon Island 6 times, and I was like, I'm ready for this weekend. This doubles is going to be fun to watch. It's going to be very fun.
It is going to be good indeed. Of course, we'll have Southeast Asia and ME on a Friday, moving into EU and South America on Saturday, and of course finishing up the weekend with North America on Sunday. That is the 16th through the 18th. Make sure you guys get your teammate, get signed up over there at Challenger Mode.
Yeah, and no matter what, I'm seeing people dropping I'm in tin or I'm in. It doesn't matter. Find a duo.
Cardboard.
Find a duo, man. You can find somebody, make your social post, join the Discord, get involved with the community, and find people. You can also add friends on Challenger Mode directly. So you all have Challenger Mode accounts if you're signing up for the tournaments. You can find some people there and be like, hey, I see you're not signed up yet. Let's get it going.
Can't play without a partner.
I can play Onyx. You play Wushang. We're in North America, and you might just find a new best friend. Regardless, make sure to sign up for doubles weekend, Brawlhalla.com/challenger. I am not condoning picking Wushonix anymore. I don't know how strong they are, so do not blame me if it's not good anymore. But regardless, find a friend, find a partner. Let's get Brawlhalla.com/challenger for this weekend's spring doubles.
It's going to be a good time.
It is.
And actually, I will be here. PJ will be here. We'll both be in studio for doubles this upcoming weekend. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Get your rewards. Watch it on stream. Get a friend, like PJ said. Hop in. Try it out. You can't win if you don't play.
Yeah. It's going to be really exciting to see. That's the one time where I'm like, man, I wish I could enter twos, because I feel like I'm a twos player at heart. I know this is everyone's John, but I love twos.
In all fairness, if we signed up, we wouldn't make it to first stream.
Dude.
So by the time we had to work,
the streets are talking about PJ's Thor in the ranked twos ladder.
Are they? The streets are talking.
Yeah, they're there's little chatters and communications going around. I know you might not be in the club, and don't hate from outside of it, because PJ's Thor is on the scene now.
Okay. Well, I'll check it out.
Hammer buffs or buffs, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, maybe you sign up for spring champs. You have to fight PJ in slow motion in round 1. I don't know. We'll see what happens, bro.
Absolutely. It's gonna be a good time nonetheless, though. I really love.
Yeah, watch out for PJ's Thor.
Yeah, watch out for PJ's Thor. You see it here. It's on the official broadcast with the graphic and everything, man.
This is great because I talked about this little schedule thing we have earlier.
Yeah.
And it literally just says just vibe now.
Yeah, it's great.
And I'm good at that.
Let's do it.
I'm pretty good at vibing.
I want to see some people in the chat talk about what team comps they're bringing into Winter's Doubles, or if they have a favorite duo, what legends are you picking?
This is actually a good idea.
That's just devs and commentators right paired with a pro player. Like a Pro-Am, Brawlhalla Pro-Am?
Yeah,
that could be fun.
That could be fun, too.
Yeah. I call not Moonir. He's mean to me a little bit.
He's... don't pick on Moonir.
No, what do you mean? Okay, he was like, PJ... put that pick away. I'm like, no, I want to play Ember. He's like, dude, don't pick Ember. Just pick Teros. I'm like, you know what, Moonir? You're probably right. I was washed up in that tournament. But nonetheless, find that for sure. It was really fun playing in that event. But nonetheless, duos. Let's see them in chat. Also, I mean, I know we'd play the double orb.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it'd be really fun to see.
Little Red Raptor action.
Yeah, Red Raptor.
Yeah. So I'm actually kind of curious. We've talked about our favorite parts of this weekend. What was your guys' favorite part of Spring Championship 1v1s? Now I want to see casters versus casters.
Do not turn us against each other.
No, we did that. The SIB did that.
Yeah, we did do that.
We had the Inflambo one because he's good at the game.
Yeah.
He great sorted me into oblivion.
Hey, maybe the run back. You're Priya now. I know you've been playing a lot of Priya.
I have been playing a lot of Priya.
Yep.
She's fun. Like, the weapon is just it hits the dopamine button for me. Mm-hmm. And I've had a lot of fun with her. Chat, what's your favorite moment? Exactly. What is your favorite moment?
What was your favorite motion, Slow-Mo?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I don't know.
We can circle back to. I know what mine was.
I just get super hype over everything in general.
All the time.
Like, I'm just always just. It was just a fun weekend.
It was a fun weekend.
I enjoyed. My favorite moment of the weekend was the friends I made along the way.
And that's what it's all about here at Brawlhalla. It's the friends you make along the way, and no better place to start making friends than the day before or the week before the weekend of doubles. So make sure to find a friend, make a friend, get into doubles. But I really loved watching Use's Orb and all the Orb players that made it onto the mainstream. As an Orb player myself, I'm always looking to see how the meta is developing, and we're in good hands with Use playing the Orb. And, we have, of course, like Radish in North America, for example. But all things considered, really, really fun tournament. I really enjoyed it. I know there was a lot of Priya in the bracket, but there was also a lot of like co-optimization and a lot of cool matches in between.
Really, once we got out of Southeast Asia, it wasn't like overwhelming. We had a couple Priya players. We had a couple more, West and Vim Tranquilo in South America, and then it just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
So it ended up being a really, really good weekend. I enjoyed myself. I had a lot of fun. I just there's so many words you can put on it. It was good. I'm just glad we got our Royale spots filled. We know who we're going to be seeing here in 3 weeks. It's just a good time in Brawlhalla Esports.
Absolutely,
there's just so much going on.
I'm really excited for Twos. Twos is my favorite format for a reason. We're going to be seeing it this weekend, but that's not it for the Brawlhalla stream during the week this week. Tune in tomorrow for the development update stream. So if you're here and you haven't realized yet, me and Slow-Mo are casters. We're talking about esports from last weekend. But tomorrow is the development update stream. So if you're interested in that, make sure to tune in for tomorrow. It's not going to be happening today. It'll happen tomorrow. So tune in around the same time, I believe, as today for tomorrow's development stream.
From 1 to 2,
yes.
Yeah. No, this is a good opportunity for the community. You guys want to know what's going on, what's in the pipeline, how things are looking on features you've been wondering about. This is going to be the stream to tune into to be able to get those answers. So make sure you guys do not miss out. Be 1 p.m. Eastern.
1 p.m. Eastern.
And make sure you guys are here for that. I will be tuned in. Oh, no, we see people got to work tomorrow. That's unfortunate. No. That's all right. That's why there's VODs, guys.
Absolutely.
That's why there's VODs. Go back and watch it when it's over. That is going to start wrapping it up for us. It was very nice to be able to stand up here and do a post-game show. Usually these are done remote, but we just kind of happen to be at the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
So chat wins, and so do we. I will see you guys for spring doubles. It's going to be a good weekend. PJ will be here as well.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts to take us out?
Yeah, thank you all so much for watching the post shows. We appreciate you all tuning in, catching up on what's happening for the Royale spots. Once again, congratulations to all the Royale placers. Sign up for mid-season if you haven't already. We expect to see you there. Also, watch out for the Royale. Next weekend, you can still sign up today for doubles this weekend, brawlhalla.com/challenger. And tune in tomorrow for the development update stream. What's going on, Slow-Mo? You fell. Yes, tune in tomorrow for the development update stream. But that does it for us here at the post show. Thank you all so much for tuning in. See you tomorrow for the development update stream around the same time today. And that's going to do it for us here. See you this weekend.